What is up back there, Bassman fans? All right, year is almost up. There's not much left, maybe a week and a half here we got, if that. Just kind of want to recap on the year and go over my top 10 baits of the entire year of 2019. Let's get into it. Okay, so top 10 baits of 2019. We're going to get into this, kind of go over everything, explain a little bit of all of them, a little bit on every one of them that I can, trying to walk through a little bit and kind of tell you what I use them for and when, stuff like that. Make sure you guys hitting that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. You that are subscribed, I appreciate the support. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Let's get into this. So first off, right off the bat, beginning of the year, guys, usually got tournaments starting usually about March. I can tell you the Wiggle Wart. This is just an absolute go-to little crankbait for me. Works very, very well. The place that I like to fish it a lot is actually pretty clear water. It does have a lot of grass in it, or at least it used to, but it still stays very clear. You can kind of see that it's more of like a ghost color there. Little transparent. That's typically what I like to throw in clear water like that. Works very well. This thing really has a real wide hunt to it. Like I said, it's been a staple in my boat for a long time. So if you guys haven't tried a Wiggle Wart, it's well worth a try, especially in the early spring, just coming out of winter. So going from there, it's going to be the swim jig, guys. Swim jig has performed over and over and over for me a long time. It always produces, always puts fish in the boat. It's something you can go out, you can cover a lot of water with. I don't care if you're fishing cover, if you're fishing docks, if you're fishing open water, it doesn't matter. A swim jig will get bit, and it works very, very well. Typically I usually pair these up with either like a Rage Menace, double tail grub, something like that. Even a Rage Tail crawl works really good. There's a lot of different options, but I mean, you just kind of open up to whatever you want to use. But like I said, that's absolutely probably one of the best ones out of the entire year that you can throw most of the time. It will produce for you. So get into the third one, guys. You can't go wrong with a square bill. Square bills are just, I mean, they're an awesome bait. They've been around for a long time. It's just I guess probably 4 or 5 years ago, they recently just blew up, really. People started fishing them and saw how easy it was to fish. They deflect off cover very, very, very well. They come through a lot of stuff, through rocks and stuff like that if you're wanting to fish shallow. They're just an all-around awesome bait. Especially in the springtime is when I use this a lot. And even into the hot summer months, you get those fish or those bass that are up shallow real early in the morning. And you don't see them chasing a lot of bait fish and stuff like that on top of the water, but they're still up there pretty shallow. This is something you want to throw. This is what's going to hunt down there. This will get them. They will get bit. I guarantee it. Works very, very well. So, like I said, that's my third one. It's a great bait. Getting a little farther into spring, you're starting to get the grass growing, stuff like that. You cannot go wrong with a Rage Toad, guys. Rage Toads. I know a lot of guys out there, they'll throw, the popping frogs, they'll throw hollow volley frogs, stuff like that. You can't go wrong with a Rage Toad. These things get bit constantly. They're usually very, very aggressive bites. They fish very well on grass. It's a weedless setup. On these here, I can tell you I usually fish a 5 or a 6/0 hook and just hook it into the top, and it's perfectly weedless. Comes through grass extremely well. Fishes around banks very, very well. If you're a bank fisherman and you don't have one of these in your arsenal, you're missing out, I'm telling you. These things, in my opinion, work better than a buzzbait. It's got a lot of kick back there with the feet, comes through the water well. You can cover a ton of water in a short amount of time with one of these baits. And they are a soft plastic, so those fish are not going to spit it out as quickly as they would with a, let's just say, like a buzzbait or whopper plopper or something like that. So don't have one of them, definitely make sure you're getting one of those. And guys, I will link everything down in the description just in case you're wondering where to get it or whatever. So I'll have everything linked down there. Going on from there, guys, the jig, the flipping jig. You can't go anywhere without having a jig, I'm telling you. Jigs are something you can fish 12 months out of the year no matter where you live. They get bit. Recently, earlier this year, you know, I got into fishing with Moxon lures with their jigs. Guys, I'm not going back to a different jig. These things all around just are absolutely phenomenal straight out of the package. That is the one thing I preached on. You do nothing to these jigs. So if you're looking for just an all-around good jig that you can fish straight out of the package, maybe throw a trailer on it and that's it, Moxon Lures is where it's at, I'm telling you. Like I said, you guys, I've showed you 100 times that head design on there is absolutely superb. You can't get better than that, trust me. So like I said, I won't go in real depth with this. It's a jig, you know, everybody knows how to fish a jig, you know, not a big deal. But like I said, 12 months out of the year you can fish this. It's very good bait. So okay, getting into my next three here. Now these all kind of fall in the same category pretty much, but these are the three plastics that I have thrown above and beyond any other thing in my boat. First off is going to be the Googan Baits, the Bandito Bug. This thing is just absolutely killer. It's got a ton of actions. It's got, you know, a little bit more of the tentacles on the sides and the appendages and everything. They kick very well. They work good for a Texas rig. They work great for a trailer. Pretty much anything you want to do, even if you want to put them on a Texas rig and swim them through the water, they work very well. So that is my first one. My second one, which is an all-around, I mean, I've been using this bait for years, and I can't put this bait down. I have no reason to put this bait down, even though there's a ton of people out there using it, and if every fish in the sea has seen it, this thing still gets bit. And that's going to be the Rage Crawl. So you guys see there, that's the Rage Crawl. And this is actually, I think the, yeah, this is, I think, like a 420 color. It's a little bit darker color. The reason I pick a little bit darker color with the Rage Crawl is because I always dye my pinchers. But the Rage Crawl, probably my all-time favorite way to fish this, is absolutely Texas rigged. Usually a 1/4 to a 1/2 ounce weight, a pegged weight. I can flip in and out of cover and stuff like that. When they just aren't quite munching in a jig, this is when I go to a Texas rig like this. I have a ton of luck on this. Always get bit no matter where I go. Doesn't matter if it's a pond or a lake or even a small stream. These baits get bit. So that's the second one there on the plastics. My third one I just got into this year, and guys, I can tell you I absolutely love this bait. And that's going to be the Vol Crawl. The Vol Crawl reminds me a lot of one of the Rage Crawls, but these pinchers have a huge flange on them. I mean, and a appendage right in the center of it there. They have a ton of kick to them. They're probably one of my go-to trailer baits for jigs right now. They are just phenomenal. Their plastic is a little bit better than, let's just say, Rage or the Googans. It doesn't rip as easy. You get it to last a little longer. But all around, absolute killer bait. This is another one, you know, I'll Texas rig this. I'll swim it. I'll use it as a trailer. It is just all around a phenomenal bait. So guys, if you have not tried any of the Biospawn baits, they are well worth it. Like I've always said, earlier this year I talked about those. The plastic on a Biospawn bait is phenomenal. Like I said, it's extra strong, lasts longer. You're going to get more fish catches per bait, so you're going to spend less money. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right, on to my ninth one. Now, this is one it's a little harder for some guys that throw, especially if you guys are bank fishermen. This is not necessarily something you want for bank fishing unless you've got just deep cliffs or something like that. But that's going to be the 5 and the 6XD by Strike King. These are absolutely phenomenal crankbaits. This one here, Got a little one knocker in there. These things absolutely get tore up. I fish these on many different places. I'll tell you one thing that's a really, really good idea to try sometime is when you're going into that early spring and those bass are still out on them points and stuff like that. Guys, that's a great one to try. Works very, very well. Usually when these fish get on these, I mean, your rod will load up and it is a ton of fun. So, like I said, the 5 and the 6XD, those are both phenomenal crankbaits I use quite a bit of the year. So, if you guys haven't tried any of those, go out there, get you one. They're not very expensive. Throw it out, see what you can get done. And guys, my 10th, my final. I'm not going to go with a big swim bait. I'm not going to go with anything wild, nothing like that. I'm going to go back traditional. The War Eagle spinner baits. Guys, these, I've had these in my boat for a long time. I constantly use them. I don't care if it's spring or if it's summer, if it's fall. I use spinner baits, these, especially the War Eagle spinner baits. I never have any issues with these spinner baits. They've got a little bit heavier wire on them than a lot of the other companies that try to get down to that real small wire to get more vibration, more thump out of them. Guys, these straight out of the package are perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They've got plenty of thump to them. They've got plenty of vibrations. They swim very, very well. You know, and what I mean that is they swim straight up and down. You're going to get a lot of cheaper spinner baits out there that will constantly roll back and forth. These don't do that. They come back straight. They come through cover very, very well, which I typically love to fish around a lot of, like lay down tree branches, stuff like that that's in the water, logs, stumps. These come through them very, very well. I don't get hung up a whole lot with these. They really don't. So, guys, that's my 10 baits. You know, like I said, for the year 2019. Like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying all this content. I'm trying to get a little bit better and trying to work harder at it. 2020 should be even better year. You know, getting a little bit more experience under my belt. So I hope you guys stay tuned, stick with me a little bit. Hopefully it's get a little bit better, and we will get some on the water footage coming up soon. You know, as soon as we get through these winter months here. So hopefully I'll see you guys again. Don't forget, Monday nights we have the live stream at 7 o'clock. Make sure you tune in for that, and we will see you guys again next time. Thanks.